Okay? So what Paul say in verse 14, if by any means I may provoke to anger them, which are my flesh, all right, and might save some of them. Okay? And this is talking about the Israelite foreigners who are in a Gentile state of mind. Okay? So let's go to 1 Corinthians 9 and 22. Okay? Where you see there's a precept from that. All right? To the weak become I as weak, that I may gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. All right. So what he's saying, when he preaching his truth, he might save some of them who might be a part of the 1/3. All right. That's what he's saying. All right. So let's go to Romans 15 and 1. Okay. 15 and 1. This is for we must be strong. You know. We must be strong for those who may be a part of the 1/3 when Paul went to speak to the children of Israel who are in a Gentile state of mind. You know, because there was a mix, all right? YAHAWASHI said he was sent to the lost house of Israel, right? Those who are in a Gentile state of mind. Because you had some who were still keeping the laws and some who wasn't. Some who was living after the law and some who was living like heathens. Which those said were lost. All right. What then? What then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, and not to please ourselves. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak. All right. And not to please ourselves, right? Because when we preach and teach this truth, you know, those who are weak, we gotta lift them up. You know, we gotta sharpen them. All right, we gotta bear their infirmities. All right. Yeah. So let's go back here to chapter 11, and we can hit it off at verse 15. All right. For if the casting away of them be the reconciling of the world, which is Israel, what shall the receiving of them be but life from the dead? Right. So but life from the dead mean, like, you know, if you go back, if they reconcile back with those who are keeping the laws, then they would have life from the dead. All right. If they were keeping the laws, then hey, we would be back as one, as how we was before. You know, keeping the laws, keeping the statutes, keeping the Most High ordinance. All right. And that's what we're supposed to do. All right. Then we could be a holy nation again, but that time coming again. All right. After this world is purified and passed away, this old world, you know, and the new world come in, the new kingdom, which is us, you know. And Esau them will be going back into they will be going into captivity. That's why the scripture say, he that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. All right. Every nation underneath the sun had Israel in captivity. All right. What nation did Israel have in captivity? Oh, verse 16. For if the first fruit be holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. Right. Talking about Israel. Because if Israel being the first fruit is be holy, then the whole lump is holy. All right. Meaning you had some who were keeping the laws and some who went in a Gentile state of mind. All right. So the Lord called all Israel are holy people under him. All right. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. Okay. so are the branches. So let's go here, the James. We go to James 1 and 18. All right. Of his own will begot he us with the word of truth. And who the us is? His elect. All right. That we should be a kind of fruits, a kind of first fruits of his creatures. Okay. Of his own will he begot us with the word of truth. Sorry, that not that supposed to be for all Israel. All right. That's for all Israel. That he begot us with the word of truth. Right? That we should be a kind of first fruit of his creatures. Okay? And that is talking about Israel set apart unto the Lord for himself, above all people on this earth. All right? That's why it's a kind of first fruit of his creatures, because the Lord made everything. All right? So let's go back here to Romans 11 and 17. Okay? 11 to 16. Let me read 16 again. For if the first fruit be holy, the whole lump is holy. And if the root be holy, so are the branches. And the branches are those who went off following the heathens, all right, which are the 2/3. And if some of the branches be broken off, and thou being a wild olive tree, and thou means, and you 2/3, who are living in a Gentile state of mind, the Israelite foreigners, being a wild olive tree, were grafted in among them, and with them partakers of the root. All right, and this goes back to the 16. All right, for if the first fruit be holy, the whole lump is holy. All right, and if the root be holy, so are the branches. All right, so being a wild olive tree, you 2/3 who are living in the Gentile state of mind, were grafted in among them who are keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments, and with them who are keeping the laws, partakers of the root and the fatness of the olive tree. All right. So you be partakers of the root, which means like you will have life again. All right. You'll be following the law, statutes, and commandments again. All right. But we can get that soon. Okay. We will get that. All right. So let's go here. The Acts 2. Acts 2 and 39. Acts chapter 2 verse 39. Okay. For the promise is unto you, 2/3, and Israel, all Israel, I should say. For the promise is unto you, and unto your children, and to all that are afar off, even as many as the Lord our God shall call. All right? And that ain't mean everybody in the whole world. That is only talking about Israel, and Israel only. All right? So let's jump down to the Ephesians 2 and 12. All right? Listen. That at that time ye were without YAHAWASHI Mashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenant of the promise, having no hope, and without the Most High in Israel. All right? And that goes for you 2/3 who are still living in a Gentile state of mind, celebrating all these pagan holidays, eating pork, eating shrimp, eating lobster, eating crab, all them. All right? This is what the Lord is saying. That at that time ye were without YAHAWASHI Mashiach, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenant of the promise, having no hope, and without the Most High in the world of Israel. All right? So, I'm going to end with this right here. I'm going to end with this right here. So for you lost Israelites who are still following after the heathen, who are in the Gentile state of mind, I say this to you, right? And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues. All right, and this is reaching the elect, all right, out of those who are still keeping the ways of the heathen, those who are in the Gentile state of mind. So I would say, I hope you're being edified of this teaching. Say, Call Allah, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI.